This is Sean with Gate City Foundation Drainage. I'm out doing an assessment today in Greensboro, and I want to give a shout out to Ricky for recommending me for this customer. So what we have here is we have a house and we have a bunch of water going down in the basement in this corner right here. So a couple things I noted. The downspout, nobody knows where it's coming out, and hopefully you can see that this is going up to the street right there. So I was looking around, we wandered to the backyard, to the front yard, and there is a drainage ditch over there where we could potentially take this gutter water to. So I'm going to recommend putting a pipe in going to that front ditch for this gutter. Here's the drainage ditch. And it does, boy, it does look like I barely have enough fall over here. So that's gonna, if we do run a gutter downspout pipe out here, it's going to be really tricky to get our fall right. But this is a better place to take the water than the backyard. They also said there's water coming in along these corners here and around the chimney. So what I'd like to do here is just bring some dirt in like I've done a million times and build it up with some clay and shed that water away. So this area I think we could get working pretty well. Same thing in the back here. In the back here, I want to run this back gutter back to a small gravel patio where they already have a pipe discharging. It's not great though. The next thing here is this bed is pretty much full of organic matter. And you all know from watching my channel that organic matter pretty much lets water pass right through it. So getting this organic matter dug out of here, getting some clay in here, getting rid of this border, and trying to get a little bit of slope down to shed that water away would be a big deal. Take a look at this front stoop right here. It is sloping down into the house pretty good. You got a full quarter bubble there. So we need to replace the concrete here. And as I was telling the customer, this step is pretty much limiting our height here, so we need to get rid of the step and just make a ramp. So that's another big issue. And this is another bed here that is full of organic matter and the edge is built up. So I'm worried about that. They said there's no problems in the garage area, so that's just something that's concerning. We don't know where this gutter comes out, which is also concerning, and we're ever so slightly uphill to the street right there. The other big concern I have here is this area right here. So you can tell there's been water holding up against this. You see this line right here? And it gets even worse when we go to the backyard. All this concrete in this new pool, it's all sloping right here. And we just ran the garden hose. I've got a feeling it's going to go right into that wall. I'm surprised we're not having bigger problems here. God.
Where do I take this? Those are already here. Oh, they are? Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd say they like that. That's what you guys do. Well, the water is still there.
And it's going backwards toward the house, which is not good.
Do you have a concrete person that you would trust with a job such as this?
Maybe.
Okay.
But I would, the easier thing to do might be to redo this walkway, because if we can get the water to channel down and out, it looks like it's going uphill to me.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised this garage is not flooding. And exactly what I thought was happening happened. So all the water went into this rock right here, and it's coming out right here. So this is, and there's no good way for water to get out of this area. So this is very concerning to me, and I'll talk more about that later. I'm worried enough about this driveway that I really want to take a look at it. So you can see that is pretty much flat right there. And that's barely breaking. So I'm really concerned about water getting trapped in here. And you can already see, just from what I did with the garden hose, that's barely breaking too. So if this concrete moves at all, we're going to be trapping water in here, which is really, really concerning to me. And the buyer asked me if I would be willing to fix this right here. And I said no, I wouldn't be willing to fix it, because you take a problem like this and you give me money to fix it and it doesn't fix it, and all of a sudden it's my problem. So this is too big of a problem that I wouldn't want to take on. So I'll talk some more about that coming up. I was called out to look at this property as part of a real estate deal, and they already knew about the moisture in the basement on that uphill corner, so we looked at that pretty closely. And then when I walked around the side in front of the garage, that's when I noticed all that other problem concrete. And so we went ahead and we ran the garden hose just to verify what I was thinking was going to happen was happening. And that whole pool deck, it was all brand new concrete. It was all just shooting, sloping right into the foundation, into that little retaining wall, that brick retaining wall. And then once the water got in there, I didn't really see a good way for it to get out. And so I wasn't sure how that entry door to the garage, or even the garage doors, weren't flooding all the time. And that concrete on the driveway was just barely breaking going to the street. And so in a situation like that, it's just, there's too many things going wrong right there. And so even if I went in there and fixed all that concrete with the pool, that was all brand new concrete, there's just no way that you're going to fix the concrete in front of the garage. And so when somebody hires you to fix something, or they give you money to fix something, and they still have problems, you're kind of on the hook for it. And I've talked about this before on my channel, but I just wasn't willing to, I just wanted to stay away. And I'm doing the same thing I was doing on the job. I'm hesitating on everything because I don't have a good answer. And so talking with the potential buyer and everything about the issues, I wasn't really comfortable offering a solution for that concrete with that water that had no way to get out of there. And so you all know that I like a full bubble of falling away, because that gives you a little bit of forgiveness for really, really heavy rains, and for maybe any debris that gets in there, or any kind of other issues that might happen. And so with that concrete just barely falling away from the house, if that concrete settles, or if there gets any debris on it, or a really heavy rainfall, it may not be working anymore. So I wanted to steer clear of this one, and this is a rare example of a drainage solution that I don't want to take on. And so I talked to the potential buyer about it, and gave them some of my opinions and things like that, and gave them a written quote. and they're going to decide if they want to go forward with the deal or not. So this was definitely an interesting one, and I hope you all have enjoyed it. So as always, thanks for watching. If you have found any value in my channel, you can support my channel, and you know what to do here. I also have links in the description if you'd like to become a Patreon or if you'd like to buy me a coffee. Thanks again for watching.